So let's talk weddings, part one. What's up, y'all? What's going on? My name is Ray Whitney, and I am a wedding and portrait photographer based in Houston, Texas. And I'm trying something new. So I'm excited about this. This should be fun. I'm going to give it a few minutes. Hello. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining. Let's talk weddings, part one. Let me put that at the title. Let's talk weddings, part one. So this should be really fun. I'm trying something new and we're going to see how this goes. Okay. Hey, hello. If you're coming in, say hi. Y'all know I love a good chat, a good chit chat in the comments. So say hi. Let me know where you're joining from. I would absolutely love that. But I'm trying something new. And anytime you try something new, you're you have the idea in your mind and then you want to perfect it and you want to make it perfect. And you want to make it right and all these things. But I was like, no, I'm not even doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do what I know to do. And that's hop on live and talk. I could it's two things or really three things. I can hop on live and talk, which I think is easiest. And then I'll just save the live and cut it up and use it as some short form content. I could talk on my stories. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm just be talking to my stories and everybody don't be talking back. And then I don't want it to be sometimes in stories, your conversation gets cut off because it's only but so long. And I can talk on my podcast, and low-key, I probably will turn a lot of this content and talk on my podcast about it. But I want to do this on Instagram. I want to just do it. We're going to talk weddings. We're going to have a whole part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 25. Okay. Cause I got some stuff to say. Hi, Angela. Hi, Angie Boo. Hey girl. Hey. What's up? So let's do something fun. So today's topic, the first topic that we're going to talk about is the production of the day. Okay. So the other day I second shot a wedding with one of my homegirls here in Houston. And I don't get to second shoot often because of my calendar and my time. And I'm kind of pricey as a second shooter. I honestly shine behind the camera in general. And I'm not just saying this because I'm not humble. You just got to know your strengths. And I know behind the camera is a strength for me. And so I'm so used to being a lead shooter. I'm so used to being a lead wedding shooter that being a second shooter is really fun because it kind of puts me in a different energy and vibe. I don't know the couple. I don't know the story. I'm there just to create and capture images. And that's really fun. And so as I was doing this, I've had this idea on my brain for a while. And I'm I'm going to do a wedding topic series. I want to talk about weddings. I want to get real. I want to get raw. I want to just share some experiences and some tools and tactics that I know would be helpful for people that are planning weddings. This would probably be helpful for other photographers to think about and to present to their clients. Because I have been a wedding photographer. I'm in my 9th wedding season of shooting weddings, which is really, really fun. I love shooting weddings for the right couple. I love shooting weddings, working with the right couple. Let me say that, because it's just really about their energy and their love and their story and their family and all those things that really make it for me. And then really being able to produce for them images that last a lifetime is just really, really special. And it's even better when they love my work and they love what I produce and how I kind of flow and just what I'm able to do. Right. Because again, I always tell my people, we're not photographers for everybody. We're photographers for who are people, the people that you really want to create with, that energy is so important. Right. So yes, it's the best marketing tool. Hey, Josh Dwayne, what's up? You on my live? I love that. All right, so we're going to just talk weddings. This is part 1, and I hope to carry this out through all, many, many parts. I literally probably have, over 20 topics that I, written out. When I was second shooting that wedding, I was we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. But today, we're talking about the production of the day. Right? The production of the day that is a wedding. Because I think that that set the stage. Okay. When I'm talking about a wedding, I'm talking about somewhere where you gather friends and family and you have a ceremony to get married, and then you have some type of cocktail hour or reception, or you feed people, you give them drinks. It's like this event. I'm talking about an event straight up, but it is a wedding. Okay. So weddings are a production. There's a flow to the day. And it's so important to just like, let's be real. Weddings are a production. There is a flow to the day. And so I think that it's always best. This is just how I operate as a photographer, as a wedding photographer, to really help my clients and help me to know what the flow of the day for their day is going to be. Now, a lot of wedding days have like an overarching shell that us wedding photographers know exactly how to follow, that goes from prep to first look or first touch to ceremony details, to ceremony, to family formals, bridal party, to reception. And then even in the reception, we go to like first dance, we go to toast, we go to dinner, we go to special dances, special occurrences, all the way to cake cutting and then to the exit. So like that's like an overarching kind of the shell of the day, but everybody's day is a little different. Everybody's wedding day is a little different, and every couple is a little different. So, but what I want you all to know here is that there absolutely is a flow of the day, right? And I'm looking at my notes because y'all know I'm gonna have notes because I get the rambling, I get the talking. But logistics in that flow of the day matters. Logistics matters so much, meaning what time the ceremony starts. There's so many things to think about there. If you're having an outdoor ceremony, the season in which you're having the wedding, if you're here in Houston, it's already hot, it's already 90 degrees. So thinking about, what time of day and what time the sun sets, and if you want those golden hour pictures, and like what does the venue warrant you for photos, like all of those logistics. Thinking about knowing the family formal shot list and all of the people that need to be in those pictures, and really like letting them know in advance, like to be prepared for that. Thinking about hair and makeup. Listen, hair and makeup is one of the number one ways that you will fall behind on your wedding day, right? So again, logistics matters because there is an absolutely flow of the day. Now, I wrote down that there is a guest experience that I know a lot of my couples are really concerned about, but there's also that client experience, right? So there's the guest experience from, the ambiance and the vibe and the music, and maybe what you've asked them to wear and what you're feeding them and what you're giving them to drink, and making special, unique details that incorporate more about the couple in the day, and, just fun things that you can have people do. I've seen all kinds of really cool things. Actually, one of my weddings in April, I thought this was really fun. She had like on her program, she had some like little puzzles. It was like a word puzzle, like a word scramble. They had like the guessing game, like was it the bride or was it the groom? Like little puzzles for them to do, and like a little pencil that sat in the chair. And I thought that was really, really cute because again, it just gets guests interactive and having that guest experience. But there is also a client experience, right? There is an experience that the bride and groom and the bridal party, but mainly the bride and groom, are experiencing. And from a wedding photographer perspective, I really, 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 really care about the client experience. I care about knowing what is important to them. To the couple. I care about making sure that they're having a good time and enjoying their day, and they're well served and taken care of. I care about, making time for the things that's important to them. I care about their experience as they go through their day. And I really want to make that clear, because all photographers don't, you know what I'm saying? And some photographers, that's not even in their style of work to think about that in that level of detail, right? Like when you think about like a documentary photographer, or you think about a photographer that's more like a more fly on the wall type of photographer, they may not really care about like the client's experience, the bride and groom's experience that they're having throughout their day. But I care about that, right? And so I want to try to set as clear of expectations with my wedding clients in advance to their day as possible. I want to walk them through what their like timeline of the day, their flow of the day. I want to really make time for the things that matter to them, because without the time in the day, it may not happen, right? And I like to be made aware of what's important to them so that if time gets pushed back or things kind of get changed in that timeline, I can say, no, this was really important to them. So maybe we can like ex-nay, this other thing that wasn't as important to them because they really wanted to do this thing because we've talked about it multiple times, right? So today's topic was all about the production of the day because there is a production to wedding days. There is a flow to the wedding days, and logistics absolutely matters from the time that you have guests get there to the actual time that the ceremony starts, making sure that parents and all of those important family members know in advance that they'll be taking pictures, thinking about if you want to do a first look, thinking about what the space of the venue brings, right? Like if your venue's on the water, right? But getting to the water takes a couple of minutes, but you want portraits on the water, just thinking about all of these things. Hair and makeup logistics, so freaking important. It's so important because hair and makeup are, again, one of the main things that can push you behind. If things start a little late, if things run over a little bit, if the makeup artist or the hairstylist shows up on time, is timely. I mean, I've literally seen it all, right? And so when I think about a wedding day or the event that a wedding is, I think it's so important that clients, get everything that they want from this day. Like they get everything that they want. And the only way you can go about getting everything that you want is knowing what you want to get from the day. Like really thinking about your experience as the bride and groom on the day, thinking about things that will help you stay relaxed, things that will help you stay in the moment, things that might bring you a lot of anxiety. And let me say this. Things are going to go off. Like somebody's going to do something random. Your mom, grandma, auntie, mother of the groom, somebody's going to say something that's going to throw you off. Something's going to happen. But really like saying, okay, this happened. All right, let me just take a minute, or let's cut on some music, or, just diffusing the situation so that the client gets what they want. They get the experience that they want. To me, that is so important. I think a lot of times we focus on guest experience, and while guest experience I know is important to the couple in this event that they put on, because again, it is an event, it's a production, it's a flow. I am also thinking about my client experience, like in the top of the day, how do you want it to feel? What are some things that are important to you? What are some things you want to capture? What are some things that you want to make time for? What are some things that you want to tell me about in advance so that I'm made aware and I can just know? I'm that type of photographer, okay? So again, making time for what's important for you, setting real expectations, being able to have talks and communication with I'm a photographer, so I'm only going to speak from a photographer perspective, but talking with your photographer, planning with your planner, and just like being real about the production and the flow that is a wedding day, right? I think that is so important. So I'm trying something new, y'all. If you just joined randomly, or if you're watching the replay, I just had it on my heart. I've been thinking about this for a minute, but to do wedding topics. So this is Let's Talk Weddings Part 1. I plan to do a Part 2, Part 3, Part 20, because I have so much to share. As I've been a wedding photographer for the last 9 years, and I have seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've done international weddings. I've done domestic weddings. I've done all small elopements, micro, large, multicultural, African-American, Greek. I've done it all. I've seen it all, and I love it, right? For me, it's all about working with the right clients, so that I can help to bring their story and their photos to life, their dream photographs to life. And those people that really love my work, my style of work, how I work, they really want someone that is going to help them get the most out of their day. And just, cares about them. That's the type of vendor that I am. So we talked about the production of the day. I had to start here because I think that this sets the basis for the different topics that I'll be talking about throughout this wedding series, right? So there's a flow to the day, logistics matter, there's the guest experience, and then there is the client experience. And I think they're both vastly important to consider and to take into consideration and prepare for. I think a lot of times that bride and groom experience of the day, sometimes we don't think about that. But as the wedding photographer and a person that's with the couple for so much of the day, I think about that, right? I think about having the right people, knowing the right people to call to help. I think about having certain details ready. I think about setting clear expectations in advance. I think about making time for the things that's important to them, and just all of these things that help that production of the day. Okay, so that's why I was to come on here for topic number 1. I'm just getting raw. I'm just doing it. I wanted to make it perfect. And how do I do it? And how do I deliver it? Baby, I'm just getting on live and I'm just talking, right? I'm just sharing from what I know. So that's what I did, and we'll keep it going. Thank you for the question. So Vanessa says, what changes have you seen in the wedding photography market? Oh my gosh. Man, I feel like that could be a whole nother live. So many changes. So great question. I'll just go ahead and answer. So we're in 2024. I feel like what has happened post-COVID. So 2020 hit, pandemic hit, and everybody had to switch and change their date, right? So the whole 2020 was a wild place. 2021 was even wilder, right? For the wedding world. So dates and changing and switching and cancellations and rescheduling and going from macro, huge weddings to micro, all of that, it was a lot of changes that happened. And so that kind of trickle effect definitely trickled into 2022. Kind of slowed down in 2023, but I think that now that we're in 2024, that pandemic stuff, like that whole rush and dates and securing and this and that, it's gone. I think that is gone. I think that we're in a whole new season and era, post-pandemic kind of like season and era when it comes to weddings. So what have I seen? I've seen couples book later, way later, right? I think pre-pandemic, like I used to get booked anywhere from like 8 to 16 months out. I mean, 8 was like, whoa, you're really cutting it. But now, honestly, I get booked anywhere from like 3 to maybe 8 months out. Like couples are booking more last minute. For example, I've had a good number of inquiries for weddings this fall that don't have a photographer. They're having a pretty large wedding. And that's like so crazy because we're in May, but like that is one of the biggest things that I've seen. I've also seen couples kind of cut back on some of the fluff, like kind of some of the things that aren't that important to them, and really focus on things that are. Really focus on making it feel unique to who they are and making it work within their budget, how they can make it work within their budget, right? And I'm with that, right? I've literally shot some beautiful luxe glam weddings, and I love them. But again, I am a photographer for the people, right? I want a client that values photography, that values a great vendor, that values like what I'm able to produce to them, and not so much like what the grandiose of their wedding, right? And I love a grand wedding. I usually have really, really nice weddings because of my price point and like my brand positioning and just like what I've done over the last 9 years, the accolades, my features, and all of that. Who I am as a wedding photographer, like helps me attract that type of wedding client. But all my wedding clients don't have to have this crazy glam luxe wedding. I'm okay with that, right? Like I'm still going to capture your wedding. I'm still going to go hard. I'm still going to get the shot. I'm still going to really help you tell your story no matter where it's at, right? So I've definitely seen clients booking later. I've seen kind of that rush and that frenzy of securing a date and securing super far out. Like that's not there. I've seen a lot of people like price shopping. I've seen a lot of price shopping where, like, you know, I think about weddings too. Weddings are very cyclical. And so there's always a young bride, a young couple coming in that has no idea about what it even takes to plan a wedding, have a wedding, how much a wedding costs. They just see stuff on social and they want it and they have no idea. They have no idea what that actually it looks like in real life, in fruition. So I really think that as a wedding vendor and a wedding photographer, I think that there's a lot of gaps for us to fill in stuff like this, wedding topics, talking about a production of the day, making content around that, peeling back the layers on what it means to flow as a bride and groom or as the couple in the day, because they don't get to experience the day in the same ways that their guests do, right? So again, that guest experience versus that client experience. And really, the last wedding I shot, the couple was like, I had no idea that it was going to take all of this, like from a photography perspective, like none. They had no idea. They were so appreciative of what we did for them, but they just didn't know. And I think that there are a lot of new expectations that we have to set when it comes to capturing a wedding. Capturing a wedding in this digital age is not like capturing a wedding back in the day. It is just so different, right? Like we're literally there for like 8-10 hours, right? Yeah, everyone doesn't value you. And let me say this, I'm not a wedding photographer for all the weddings. I'm not a wedding photographer for all the weddings of the world. I'm really not. Like, I, again, want to work with my couple that loves my style of work, that wants somebody like me that can help them coordinate their day, plan their day, execute their day, take really beautiful photographs, have them not worry about like all of these things, have them think about things in advance. I'm into the details. I'm into the portraits. I'm into it all. I'm a woman photographer. I'm a woman wedding photographer. So I feel like I really lean into that feminine eye and that feminine style. And so that helps me talk to my people. So again, these wedding topics, I think I'm here to help my couples, but I'm also here to help photographers. So some of y'all can take some of this and be like, dang, that was good. That's so true. Like, and have these conversations with your clients about this. I truly believe the more that we can prep them, prep a client in advance, the more smooth their wedding day goes, or the less angst that they might have. And there's a lot of emotions and feelings on a wedding day for clients. You know what I mean? And like, the last thing I want them to worry about is if I captured the photo. I got it, baby. I got the photo. You know what I mean? But that's that trust. That's who I am as a photographer, and that's what's important. So, how did you build your brand over the years? Oh, great question. So, I've built my brand over the years by continuing to show up, really consistency, showing up, talking to what I do, who I do it for, why I do it for them, why it's important, positioning myself, myself as the personal brand, showing my work, showing behind the scenes of my work, improving in my skill set. And just really being consistent and like staying a student at it. I think like building a brand is no easy feat. It's not a one size fits all, but I know one thing, that you need consistency, you need determination, and you need like a strategy. You need intentionality in that strategy and how you're positioning yourself. So I've done that and continue to do that. And I work with other photographers on doing that as well. Yeah, and let me also say this. If you're here and you're in the Houston area, I'm hosting a style shoot, an editorial portraiture style shoot coming up next month, June 7th. I think this is a great way for you to practice your style of work, practice shooting a more sophisticated element, like more sophisticated imagery for your portfolio, so that you can show that and you could then book more of that, because that is a really key critical part to like elevating your brand and the type of clientele that you're trying to book, is being able to show it. And style shoots are great opportunities for you to do that. I'm hosting a style shoot. The link is in my bio, and so you can like literally sign up. It's going to be a time. It's going to be worth every bit of the $250 that it is. It's a no-brainer. We're going to be shooting for 3 hours. We have 3 concept scenes, and real business owners that will be shooting, some really beautiful people to be shooting to elevate that portfolio of yours. So come and join me, okay? Hi, Ray, photographer from Austin. Hey, India, love that. How do you navigate wedding clients that do not want to post or publish their wedding photos to social media or their website? Oh, India, I love that question. Hey, Chandra. Hey, girl. I see you, babe. Okay, so this is a sticky one, because I think that in order for us wedding photographers to book more weddings, especially like that caliber of wedding that we're trying to book, that look of a wedding that we're trying to book in our style of work, we have to be able to either attend style shoots to get that, or use the images that we create at a client wedding to showcase and market. So in my contract, I have a clause in there speaking to me being able to use the images for marketing. Now, if I have a client that's like not comfortable with that, like me posting their wedding or something, they have to make me aware of that way before they sign the contract, because honestly, it's in the contract. I've had this happen. many times if they like, no, we don't want anything posted, you can charge a privacy fee. You can charge a privacy fee, right? Because that is they're either going to shut up or put up, right? Like sometimes when you charge a privacy fee, they're like, oh, I don't really care. Just like, let me see before you post. Let me approve it. Let me make sure I feel good about it, right? And a lot of times your client is going to, like, if they're really private people or their job requires it, then they're going to put up, they're going to pay that privacy fee. They're going to pay that extra cost for their photos not to be shared. So you can charge that. Or if they're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, then they're going to be cool with it. But it is really important for us to be able to showcase like images from past weddings and past projects that we worked on for marketing purposes. And I communicate that to clients that even bring up that concept of, oh, I'm private, or I don't want you to post. I communicate, okay, I hear what you're saying. This is a vital piece of marketing for me as a photographer. So when I hear clients say that, what I typically do is add in a privacy fee for your wedding or for your project, and that is X amount of costs. And with that, you pay that. I won't share or post anything. But if you don't, like, I respect, I won't share intimate photos you have. More than likely, I like to share portraits and details and things like that. But it's a vital piece for marketing for us. So that's kind of how I go about explaining that. Hey, y'all. So, yeah, so anyway, was doing these wedding topics here. And today was about the production of the day. My hopes is that I help other bride and grooms understand that there is a production of the day, there is a flow, that logistics matter. I want them to think about their client experience. And most importantly, I want customers that are having weddings to pick vendors that feel really good to them. And I feel like every vendor, this is hard. Everything is not important for your wedding day. Everything is not important. You don't have to do everything, but there are some things that are really, really important to you and to your honey, to your couple, to your partner. And you have to know those things. And I think when you know those things, you have to pick wisely, because you get this one shot at this day. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of money. I've only had a wedding client ask that I not share photos with kids. Yeah, which I added a special stipulation in the contract specifically for that. Yep, same. Yeah, I'm not about to post somebody's kids or anything just inappropriate, because also it's brand positioning for me, and it's brand representation for me, and as a wedding photographer that has publications that follow, and I've been featured in magazines and all these different publications, I want whatever I share to represent my brand well. Like if they pick it up, I feel super solid about them picking it up and sharing it and tagging me as a photographer, right? And for that visibility piece. So again, it's like that intentionality and that strategy. Thinking about all of the pieces as you go about building your wedding photography business, building your brand as a wedding photographer. Tamasha, I did not even know you're in here. What you laughing at, girl? You laughing at me? So I have a lot of topics, y'all. This was just part one about the production of the day. So this seems good. We got a lot of engagement. I got a lot to share. I have a lot to speak on. So let me just give y'all a sneak peek. I want to talk about second shooters. I want to talk about videography versus photography. I want to talk about first touches versus first looks. My thoughts on that. We'll talk about creating a timeline of the day. Like, these are some topics I just want to talk about in this wedding topic series. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about picking a good DJ versus having a DJ with the MC. We're going to talk about uplighting in the space, like what that is and why it's important. I think this is going to be really good. I have so many thoughts. I have so much to share. I've seen so many things over my 9 years of shooting weddings, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I want to just serve people well. Okay, so if you're new around here, my name is Ray Whitney. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer as well as a photography business coach. I have the privilege and honor of shooting some of the most amazing, beautiful couples around the world, specifically Black love. I love it. And I have the honor and privilege of coaching other photographers build sustainable and profitable businesses. doing what they love, making money the way that they deserve. So I'm hosting a style shoot here in Houston, June 7th. So come. It's going to be such a vibe. Editorial, portrait, and personal branding style shoot. A perfect way for you to practice, get better, get more confident, network, meet, vibe out, create really beautiful images for your portfolio so that you can elevate in how you are marketing and the type of clientele that you're getting. So come and join me there. I would love that. And yeah, I love this. Okay. I know, girl. Okay. I'm glad you said you're just being nosy. Okay. I feel like I may be needing you soon. Come on, boo. I have not talked to you in forever. Best coach ever. Yes. I love that. Thank you, Chandra babe. Choosing a photographer for my wedding was literally the most important process for me. Yes. Like everybody has something that's important to them, right? Because those images live on forever. We were just looking at your wedding images, Tamasha, and I just love that. So it's just important, and sometimes everything is not going to fit perfectly in your budget, right? And so I offer flexible payment options. I offer a lot of different things that we can do to make it work, because I am worth it in every penny. Okay, there are some weddings, literally, y'all, this is funny. There's some weddings that I leave and I'm like, yo, if they pay me $20,000, that wasn't enough. Okay, because what I just did was pull magic out of a hat, right? And there's some days I literally feel like that because, again, production of the day, logistics, flow matters. There's as a wedding photographer, I'm not dealing just with the bride and groom. I'm literally dealing with the family. I'm dealing with all the other vendors. I'm fighting for my life with videography. Okay. There's just all of these things that are a part of it. And, that matter. My last funny story that I want to share is I recently was somewhere with a friend and they introduced me to their couple friend, and they were like, oh, you're a wedding photographer? I'm like, yeah. They're like, aren't weddings hard? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so why do you do them? I thought that was so funny. So I just busted out laughing, and it's well, for me, weddings are difficult and hard. They're kind of all over the place, but I also really thrive under that pressure. And I can shoot a wedding like nobody's business. I can shoot a wedding. I want to say with my eyes closed, but that's not true because I need my eyes to shoot. But I can shoot a wedding really well. I can anticipate the moments. I can create a good flow. I can set clear expectations. I can act quickly. I can make a plan B, C, D, and E no matter what. I can manipulate light. I can pose. I can work well with other people. That is just a part of my personality trait. So I always tell people this wedding stuff is a calling. It's a ministry. It's truly a ministry. So yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's crazy. But to me, that's why that client matters. That trust has to be there, that respect. And yeah, it's just special. It's just special. It's a day that never gets to be repeated. And I don't take it lightly at all. I don't take my job lightly at all. So anyway, this is part 1 of the wedding topics, y'all. Super, super fun. Stay tuned for part 2. We have a lot to talk about. And if you want to keep the conversation going, I'm going to post this. Let's just keep the conversation going, whether it's in the DM or in the comments. We're going to keep this up. This should be a good time. I still have 2 more spaces available for a 2024 wedding. So let's talk. If you're looking at this and you're like, oh, girl, I want to work with you. You're my girl. I'm your girl. I am. I more than likely, I really am your girl. So let's do it. We'll have a great time. You'll have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dream images that you could just swoon over for the rest of your life. And yeah, I am excited for this topic series. Okay. So I'll talk to y'all later, photographers. Weddings seem so hard from that point of view. It's different, Tamasha. It's different. You got to be a different type of shooter. You got to be a different type of creative to really master the art of weddings. And I don't even want to say I've mastered it because I still am always pushing myself to grow and improve my perspective, create more dynamic images. I'm just always in that space. But I really go really hard for every wedding that I photograph. So I care deeply. You know that. If anybody knows, you know. So thanks y'all for joining me. This was fun. I will be back on for part 2. So stay tuned. All right. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.